It's a bountiful day in this hollow earth. A beautiful day for a hybrid. Do they ship shape? Boy, I feel great. Won't you be my cousin? Good morning. All my creative cousins all around this holographic multiverse, y'all. Welcome to the most important meal of the day. Shrimp for breakfast! Let's go! We are having a great morning already, y'all. Got the workout in. Now you know what we need. Woo! A nice gargle of that strong black cup of coffee. Let's do it. That is exactly what I need. And you know, we got that hydrato. We got that hydration. Coming straight out that Sneak T2 40th anniversary water bottle, y'all. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Be sure to check out the homies at Sneak for those energy drink needs, y'all. And you know, we gotta shout out the homies at Cycling Frog to get your THC seltzers and THC gummies, to get your head right, to get to get in that creative flow state, y'all. Woo! We are taking a tolerance break this week. So chilling on the deck, homegrown greens, but you know we got the crop harvested, and right now it is drying in the downstairs bathroom. I have taken over the downstairs bathroom. I'm yelling at everybody when they try to go in there. It is a skunky funky room right now, and you best believe we're trying to keep it right in that 60 degrees and 60% humidity sweet spot so those herbs cure to maximum potency, y'all. Because you know your boy, once, oh my God, the best part of the tolerance break, woo, once that tolerance wears off, oh my God, you take that hit, you're like, boom, 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 like you're back in high school again, y'all. Ew! The creative breakthroughs coming to you from that fucking plant intelligence. You know what I'm saying? I know you know what I'm saying, y'all. Woo! Let's go. We getting back on the horse and we riding, having a positive week this week against all odds. Nothing's gonna hold us back, y'all. Nothing's gonna hold the bandits back. Right? Shout out Betty and Barney Hill. Never forget, y'all. Never forget. Shout out all my Ghost Scout homies. Shout out all the workshop alumni. We got another workshopper, y'all. Just after we announced postponing it to wintertime. Round 15 is not going to take place right now because we didn't fill it. It's going to take place in the wintertime. And we just got our 5th out of 12 workshoppers. So we got 7 spots left. If y'all want to start 2025 off right, go over and sign up for the Ghostshrimp Classic Workshop Round 15. Weekly assignments, weekly vid chats with me, a whole group of dope artists from all over the globe. I think we got someone from Germany in there already. We got someone from the Philippines in there already. One of the friends of a couple alumni from Belgium, I believe, might sign up. So we got that international flavor. And of course, when you're done, you jump into the alumni Discord, right? And there's, I don't know how many, maybe like half of the people that have taken it are in there. I don't know what the other half are doing, but we got like maybe 60, 70 people in there. I gotta look. I'm not 100% sure. I keep saying this number. I really don't know. But there's a gang of people in there. I think they're pretty much active, you know, definitely every week, if not every day. So there's a core group of great freaking Ghostshrimp Workshop alumni that are keeping those international creative collaboration vibes fucking at a high level. And you know I love that. I'm all about Building creative culture, y'all. I am all about it because you need it. As an artist, you need that creative culture. You need those creative friends. You need that creative group. You need that inspiration. You need to be inspired and motivated by people, by other productive artists around you going, oh my God, they just did that. Oh man, I got to level it up. Boom! I always had that, and that always was a huge part of keeping me motivated and keep me reaching for that next level. You just get a finger on that next level. You can barely reach it, but you get a finger on it and you pull yourself up and you get a little glimpse of what's over there and you're like, oh shit, let's go. Right? All right. Now, of course, these are AMAs, y'all. So put your questions and your comments in the comments section of these videos and I will shout you out. I will read your comments. I will read your questions and answer them. And we got some, I think I saw some great ones. So let's check it out, y'all. All right. And I will say that in these times of bad luck and trouble, right, as you've seen the last 6, 8, whatever weeks have been like, a lot of challenges coming at the bandits, but the habits and routines, building those successful habits and routines, right? Going to bed on time, getting up early, working out, hydrating, focusing, tuning out the distractions, right? These routines have really been keeping me grounded through these challenging times where sometimes you can get anxious, you can get stressed, you can start to kind of spin out in those worrying loops. Having a solid set of routines and habits not only keeps you on track in the good times and keeps you productive and keeps you focused, when the challenges hit, that's when those habits and routines really pay major dividends because those are the things that keep you rooted, right? You're like, okay, I don't know what the hell's going on in the universe right now, but I know what the hell's going on in my universe right now, and it's the same shit that keeps me on track, right? So don't underestimate those small habits and routines, right? 30-minute workout when I wake up. What's 30 minutes? What do you do for 30 minutes when you wake up? Maybe scroll. What if you're getting up, getting a workout in, waking up your mind, waking up your body, engaging with your destiny, feeling good, right? That is the stuff that's going to really make the difference in the bad times and the good times. So don't underestimate it, right? That's one of the main things that we really work on in the workshop with those weekly assignments. At the same time we're doing those weekly assignments, we're working on habits and routines too, right? We have a great little side quest in the workshop called the habits video, where you make a video talking about these are my 3 least productive habits that I know I've been meaning to get rid of. And these are 3 productive habits that I know I've been meaning to get into my routine. And you really start to work that in over the course of the workshop. And by the end of that 10 weeks, you will really have a lot of momentum with them. And then you keep it going, bam, right? Success is not a destination, y'all. Success is a daily decision. It's a daily practice. And the more you get it automatic in those routines, the more you don't even have to think about it, the more you don't have to make that hard choice of, do I want to work out? Do I not want to work out? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? Now I wake up and I crave the workout, right? I crave the hydration. I'm craving the hype video, right? The more you do it, the more it becomes easy. Just like the more you do the bad habits, the easier that they get, right? The easier it is to just keep scrolling, keep watching, keep stuffing your face with bullshit food, right? Keep doing those things that are holding you back. It's always you versus you, right? That is the game of life. It's always you versus you. You need to break through. You need to stick to your own path. You need to make your own rules. You need to create your own reality, y'all. What are we talking about? Let's answer some questions. Woo! All right, what do we got? Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. Let's see. This is... Oh, how do I get to it? How do I get to that? I'm looking at my little oh my God. All right. All right, let's see. We got at Nick Blanchford, and I believe this might be one of the Round 15 workshoppers, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. Yo, Ghostshrimp. Did you work on backgrounds for Clancy's home in Midnight Gospel? What's the deal with this place? It's like a farmhouse next to a huge barn, and yet Clancy is living in an RV, and his RV is real wild too. Great question. Indeed, I did the visual development for Clancy's homestead on Midnight Gospel. Obviously, it's a show co-created by Penn, the homie who created Adventure Time, and Duncan Trussell. You know, it's like they took his podcast and kind of riffed on it and built it into this other whole world, which was so freaking cool. And art directed by the homie Jesse Moynihan, also of Adventure Time fame, Adventure Time alumni, two of my absolute favorite people in the world, and I will work with them anytime, every time, anywhere, everywhere, on a boat, on a goat, with a frog, with a dog. You know what I'm saying? Those are my boys. It's like easy, right? So they hit me up. They're like, hey, we're kind of stumped on this homestead. You want to take a pass on it? And I'm like, you know it. So at first he was going to live in the farmhouse. But, you know, I got to like do my thing and riff and create all these crazy, you know, when I do my visual development. And you can see this on the website, by the way. If you go to the visual development section of ghostshrimpglobal.com and scroll through, these are pencil drawings that are on there. And there's a couple versions. There's version 1 and version 2. Version 2 is what ended up, you know, kind of getting, being adapted for the show. By the amazing background artist and now my homie Eleanor Macholka. She was the background designer on that show, so I did the biz dev for Clancy's homestead and his neighbor's house too. I set that up too. But yeah, Clancy's homestead. So originally he was gonna live in the house, but in one of my biz dev sketches, I had a little camper like stuck up in a tree. And then they were like, ooh, I love the camper vibe, but like the tree feels a little bit too Adventure Timey. So what if the camper's on the ground? So I'm like, boom, okay, so next pass, camper's on the ground, and we do an exploded view of the camper, and I kind of show what's in his camper. And it turned out to be pretty close, you know. Eleanor, you know, added her amazing touch, amazing style, amazing flair to it. And we make a great team, if I do say so myself. And yeah, it was awesome. It was so much fun, and it was so fun to see it on screen. You know, most of the episodes kind of start right there with the shot of the homestead as the establishing shot. I absolutely love that. That's so cool. And yeah, it was just really fun to riff on it. You know, if you look at it, there's all these different, I think there's like a crashed meteor in his yard, and there's like a dirt bike jump over some junk and a garden and, you know, a bunch of other stuff. You can go check it out. Let's see. Let's pull it up right now. Come along with me. All right. So we are on ghostshrimpglobal.com. Click on visual development, and I'm going to show more. I'm scrolling down, and here it is. All right. So here is the, Clancy's house concept too. So the outhouse is on the roof, of course. I mean, you need an outhouse on the roof of your barn, of course. So there's the huge barn. There's the outhouse on top. There's this kind of ramshackle house that's kind of scooping and sprawling. It almost looks like one structure. There's a graveyard in a tree. There's a coffin poking out. So, you know, graveyard in a tree. Like, I don't even know where I come up with this shit. There's an old silo. That has like a grain slide that is, it looks like there's been an accident there where there's a truck that's tipped over and like buried in grain or whatever's been coming out of that silo. There is a little woodshed, looks like. There is a chicken coop. There is a pond with a meteor in the middle and a dock to the meteor. There's like a crane in the water, like a heron, and it looks like some geese and some ducks. There is a nice big garden with a scarecrow in there. Clancy's camper is right there. And that is That is that piece of development. And then if you go to Clancy's trailer, we got this fun little trailer. There's like an addition off the back of the trailer, like a wheeled addition with a generator and some solar panels. We got a water jug on the roof that is feeding his plants. He's hanging in a hammock. He's got like a pop-up element to this camper. This camper's been worked on a lot. He's hanging out in the camper. He's got a recliner in the camper, pretty cozy recliner. There's a wood stove in the camper, some hanging plants in the camper. They got the propane. Yeah, we kind of exploded the front off so you can peek in there. And then let's see what other fun ideas. Clancy's house, the first version of Clancy's house has a crashed helicopter in the tree. That's pretty wild. Outhouse on the roof. There's a whole bathroom on the roof. There's a tub on the roof in this version. The house and the barn are kind of more one structure connected in this. There's Christmas lights hanging around. There is an old police car. Let's see, what's that? Oh, old police car with a Christmas tree growing out of it, which is pretty cool. So a dirt bike pit. There's a sick jump with a pit of garbage and a dirt bike going over it. The excavator's right there. I guess that's how they dug the pit and pushed the garbage in there. There's the buried grain truck and the old silo are in this one as well. There's a little farm stand there. So yeah, when I'm doing Viz Dev, I'm just like trying to tell stories, right? And I'm always trying to tell, like we talked about with the Adventure Time stuff, it's like the story beyond the story. It's like there's one layer of a story, like this is a house and people live here, right? And, if you look at a lot of shows, they kind of stop there. But your boy Ghostshrimp loves layers of storytelling. Anybody that's taken the workshop knows that I want you to explore further, dig deeper, go farther than other people are going to go, right? Because you always want to separate yourself from the pack. You always want to dig deeper and deeper into your own personal mythology, right? And I grew up in the sticks. I live in the country still to this day. And this is like not untypical of, what I can see driving around where I live in rural Vermont or where I grew up in rural Massachusetts, right? So, I'm really pulling from my, experience and exaggerating it and combining it. And, thinking about just like where I would I usually, when I'm designing locations, I usually think of a place where you would just be like your absolute dream place to hang out, which this for me is that, or like your absolute nightmare, which, for some people, this might be that as well. But I usually go one or the other, like a place where you just would never want to be, or a place where like you would just like always want to be, you really want to elicit a response from people, right? You don't want them to not remember it. You don't want it to be forgettable. You really want to make an impact. This is what I think of, right? It's like, there's the first layer of storytelling is like where people are going and they look at it and they go, okay, cool. And then they go like, wait a minute, what's that? And they go deeper and they go, oh, another layer of storytelling. And then they go, wait a minute, what's this over here? And then they're in further, and then they're further, and then you snap the trap on them, and now you have captured their imagination. And now they're going, what the hell is going on here? Who did this? What is this? Ghostshrimp. And then they go, what is that? And then snap, and then I'm reeling them in. Now I'm making fans, right? Now I am getting people to pay attention. And that is the hardest thing to do, right? As an artist or as anybody that is running their own business, right? At trying to be unique. You're always coming with your personal mythology. You're always coming with your uniqueness because that's what's going to make you. You're always coming with your personal mythology because that's what makes you unique, right? And like nobody can out Ghostshrimp, right? Because they can only copy what I've already done. They can only do what I've already done. They can't do what I'm going to do next, right? Just like AI. AI can copy everything out there. It doesn't know what I'm going to do next, right? So, you could, just like we're building an AI Ghostshrimp data set right now with Tomer Hanukkah and his Fair Diffusion project, right? That will be based on all the stuff that is training on that I've done so far, and it could create new work out of that. But it doesn't know what I'm going to do next, right? That's why I never sweat when people are like, oh, doesn't it bother you when people bite your style? Doesn't it bother you this and this and that? No, I love it. I'm inspired by it because number one, I'm here to inspire other people to create great art. I'm here to raise the level of imagination in the universe and in the human culture, right? I think that's one of our greatest attributes. That cycle of inspiration that inspired me to create, right? And started with me copying other people's work, and then started me, rather than looking outward at the stuff I wanted to make, starting to turn that focus inward as I started to get more mature and more serious as an artist and go, well, what do I have to offer? What is my unique perspective of this crazy world? What is the Ghostshrimp universe, right? When Penn and Pat talk to me about Adventure Time, they go, we want Adventure Time to take place in a Ghostshrimp universe, right? If I hadn't have taken that approach, they never would have been able to say that to me, right? If I had just been doing what everybody else does, there would be no Ghostshrimp universe. And to think about what I've created since then, I mean, now I've created the Ghostshrimp absolute multiverse. There is so much of it out there, and you notice that after Adventure Time, I'd say at least half the animated stuff on television coming out is straight up derivative of that. And does it bug me? No. Does it inspire me? Hell freaking yes, because I love that. I love seeing it, right? That is amazing. That is the name of the game. Don't gatekeep. Don't be jealous. Don't be petty. Do everything you can. If you're lucky enough to be a professional artist of any type, it is your duty to do everything you can to help other people seeking that path. Give them the clues, give them the secrets, do anything you can to help them out, because we all know how hard this is, right? And we all know how easily people can get discouraged, especially artists who sometimes aren't the most like extroverted, energetic, go get them type of people, right? A lot of artists are more like subdued and more like, you know, more chill people, more introverted people, more quiet people, not the people that are going to be out there blasting themselves all over everywhere trying to get noticed, right? So counter logical for a lot of artists to be very aggressive with their career, but unfortunately that's really what you have to be, unless you're trying to just, you know, do a lot of great work and then land a studio job and then stay at a studio job forever. That's one thing. I've always been a individual entrepreneur. I've always been a business person. I've always wanted to, like, you know, I don't fuck with bosses, right? I don't have bosses. I work with people. I don't work for people, right? That's not my vibe. So I've always been out here doing it my way, doing it different. And I'm doing everything I can. As y'all know, I'm always shouting people out, you know, getting people on the podcast, getting people in the workshop, right? Really doing everything I can to help people any way that I can, getting the secrets, getting the clues, getting the hints, being a step on their path, a rung on their ladder, right? So there you go, a little breakdown about the visual development for Midnight Gospel. And then we've got the neighbor's house here too. We got this funny double peaked weird Victorian house, this double towered, it's like a weird spread out Victorian house with two towers. We've got a hedge maze around it. We've got a bathhouse, a covered bridge that goes through the middle of a pool that has a diving board and like lounge chairs and all that. Has a limo, looks like all kinds of nice trees in here. And one of my favorite ideas in here is also we got a greenhouse limo, a greenhouse limousine that I absolutely love, a greenhouse lighthouse, and in this other one we've got a, you know, this is the I'm looking at the different pages of the viz dev for the neighbor's house here. Looks like just this other version of the house is pretty much like a greenhouse Victorian mansion, this valley house. So that was super fun to do. I think that was only like a week's worth of pass, maybe two, on that biz dev. But you can see how much of an impact that you can have when it's that right collaboration, that right team. I mean, I could do this in my sleep with, you know, Jesse and Penn. It's just those are the homies. There is so much unspoken creative collaboration between us. It's just like boom. It's that hive mind mental energy, right? And let's see if we have another quick question that we can answer on here. Oh, hey, Mr. Shrimp. How? Oh, let's see. Let's see what this is. At Kiwi Urbano 4045. Hey, Mr. Shrimp. How I train myself to listen to the art piece that I am making? Oh, that's a great question. It took me a long time to figure that out. I mean, you're always doing it as an artist, but it took me a while to figure out what that meant. And it meant letting go of the battle of me trying to, you get an initial idea, right? Like for me, I'll just speak on my experience. For me, I get a hazy, dreamlike vision of what I want the piece to be. I do a little thumbnail sketch and well, I mean, ideas usually come out of like pages and pages of sketchbook exploration and starting to play with ideas and then starting to get this dreamy vision in my mind and then kind of starting to hone it into a composition and doing this little thumbnail that's like kind of the nut of the idea, right? Kind of the hook of the idea. Whatever that nice little creative oomph is, the nice little idea that captures someone's attention, right? Now we're going in and we are executing the piece. And in the old days, I would try to like almost literally translate this dreamlike vision, and I would be sort of stubborn about like, oh, this guy's here and he looks like this, and then I would be trying to figure out the rest, but I would get stuck because it wasn't working over here, and it took me forever to realize that you have to be willing to let go of stuff that's good to get to stuff that's great, right? I would draw this guy over here and he would look good, and I'd be, even though the piece was telling me, hey, this guy's good, but it's not quite right. You got to change it. And I'll be like, I don't want to change it. I already drew that. It looks good. I think it's fine. And the piece would be like, nah, dude, you have to change this. And I would like battle. And I would draw this, draw that. I would be drawing all around it, trying to change everything else around. And then, maybe I'd end up with a piece that was good and put it out. Or maybe finally I would break down. Over time, I would start to break down and go like, okay, this obviously isn't working. I've been spinning my wheels for days. Let me just erase this part. Right, anytime you're listening to intuition, it is always like a quiet voice in the beginning. So you have to be calm. You have to trust the process. You have to let it in. You have to let go of those stress voices, those anxiety. Is it good enough? What if you can't get back to what was good? What if you erase this? What if you can't do something better, right? These voices of second guessing, these voices of self-doubt, right? Those lived in my head in the beginning of my career, right? Because I just didn't have enough practice yet to trust the process. But the deeper you get into the career, the more drawing you do. I mean, we're not talking just sitting down and drawing a piece and then sitting down and drawing another piece. We're talking about building a creative lifestyle of exploration where your brain is always in the creative flow state, where you're always sketchbooking, where you're always working on an idea even when you're not working on it, right? Subconsciously, you're always working on it, right? You're putting stuff in your brain on purpose and letting it cook, and then something's coming up, you're sketching it out. Sketchbook is the gym. Sketchbook is where you work it all out, right? Sketchbook is where you learn everything, right? If you feel like you need reps, hit that sketchbook and go until something's like, bam, oh my God, here's a great piece, let's do this. And then when you're doing the piece, it's that process of being willing to let go of 20, 30, 40 good pieces within this one piece. Keep erasing, keep redrawing, keep erasing. Just listen to the piece, let it tell you what it wants to be. Keep being willing to let go of what you want it to be and make room. So much of life is about making room for life to just come in, right? And that's where that you versus you thing, that's where that ego comes in. That's where that fear comes in, right? The ego, the fear, the second guessing, it has to be this way. No, it doesn't. You don't know what it is, right? It's an eternal mystery. It's very Tao Te Ching, right? I love the Tao because it tells you must let go of wanting to understand to truly understand, right? It's like the Yoda, there is no try, there is only do, right? I'm not trying to make a great piece. I'm making a great piece. I'm just letting the piece, right? I say, and we can only describe it with our words, right? And you've heard me say these words before, but letting the piece pull you through. I'm not pushing. I'm not moving boulders. I'm not plowing snow. And that's how it used to feel. A slog, carrying boulders, laying bricks, plowing snow, digging a trench. This is what it felt like in the beginning. It felt tricky. It felt frustrating, right? Not always, but I would hit those points. Right now, as soon as I hit that point where I get stuck, I just go, oh, let it go. And then sometimes I jump to another piece, start cooking on this. Sometimes I sketch. Sometimes I just start sketching and keep flowing. And then it will just dawn on me. I'll come back and I'll look at the piece with fresh eyes, right? This is a great trick of when you do feel like you've reached an impasse, get up, walk away, take a walk, sketch something else, do something else, take a shower, take a run, do a workout, come back, look at the piece with fresh eyes, bam, it's going to talk to you. You're going to see it in that instant, and it's going to tell you what is wrong, what is right, what is missing, what is found, what it wants to be, where to explore, right? And just being patient, not needing the piece to be done, but just letting the piece take its own time, letting the piece marinate, letting the piece evolve, and giving it that space and that peace of mind and that getting in that meditative state, right? We talk about that flow state. That flow state means that you're just riding what the piece, you're riding. I mean, I'm looking for more words to it, but you're right. It's the opposite of you know, if you're flowing, you're not with a hammer just banging, right? You are just literally like, you know, you are catching a nice breeze. You are just floating on a river, right? And you are just letting it evolve as it wants to evolve. And you're not trying, you're just doing, right? And that is it takes a long time to get there. It takes a long time to figure that out, but once you got it, it just clicks and you're like, oh my God. And it opens up so much more possibilities, right? And then you want to cast your imagination out even further and try the next technical level, right? It's just like the difference between trying to be successful and then just trying to wake up and have successful habits, right? You're not trying to hold on to anything. You're not trying to keep anything. You are just trying to be the thing, right? I'm not trying to make a great piece. I'm just trying to be a great piece. I am just allowing a great piece to fill up the paper, right? So hopefully that's helpful. We'll think more about it and we'll talk more about it because this is something that we always talk about. But training yourself, and everybody's going to be different. You're going to have your own path to it. You're going to have your own, it's going to feel different. It's going to sound different. I remember trying to listen to people and decipher their words and understand what that meant to me. But really it's hitting that sketchbook and it's just putting in reps and giving yourself over to the art gods, right? Making it not about you, but making it about every artist that's ever lived and knowing that you're in this amazing cycle of inspiration that's been flowing through the universe forever, for infinity, and will continue to flow for infinity. I mean, you are truly in tune with the universe when you are just relaxing and allowing creativity to take over. Right? They go like, Jesus, I'm going to let Jesus take the wheel. Well, I'm going to let the creative gods use my hands, right? And fill my unique brain with inspiration and let it come out through my eyes, let it come out through my hands. And I'm going to let myself be surprised, right? In the beginning, I was trying to execute this thing that I knew it was. And that's where the struggle came in. And now I have no idea what this is going to be. And sometimes clients are wigged out by that. And I literally they go we want it to be this. And I go, okay, cool. We can put that in the blender and we can see what comes out, but I'm not in control of the process, right? If I was to try to control the process, I would be giving you an inferior product. In order for me to give you the best possible product, I am going to take all the ideas that I have and that you have, and we're going to put it in the blender, and I'm going to forget everything, and I'm going to let go of all I'm gonna let go of all my ideas about controlling this or about what the outcome might be, and I'm just gonna be very prepared, and I'm gonna be I'm gonna immerse myself in the process with zero distraction, right? This is where those habits and routines come in. When I sit down, I'm completely focused, I'm not distracted, I'm well rested, I'm hydrated, I've done everything I can like a peak professional athlete to be ready for this game that we're about to play. And then I'm just gonna let it flow, and I'm gonna let it happen. I'm not gonna try to control the outcome. I'm just gonna try to be in the moment, and I'm gonna try to just be fully immersed in the process without distraction. And I am going to allow myself to get lost. I'm gonna allow myself to explore, and I'm gonna find, and I know through experience now, even though it can be a little scary when you're feeling this process out for the first time, because you go, what if it doesn't work? But then that's where we come in and go, what if it does work, right? And once you can just get that and be willing to take that leap of faith and trust the process, you will all of a sudden go, oh my God, it's so easy. It's so easy, right? And of course, easy is relative because we're talking about hundreds and thousands of hours of the process to be able to gain this trust. But that's where the love and the passion make it feel it's fun and effortless, right? If you're having fun, time's flying. And that's why you're not taking jobs you don't want with clients that don't get that, right? Because then that's a grind, because then you're looking for something very specific that you have to find, and you may find it or you might not, or you may like it or you might not. But I know that if I let go of all expectation and I trust the process and I am prepared and I fully immerse in it, I know 100% that this piece will turn out greater than I ever could have imagined. And it happens 100% of the time, right? It happened in the last piece I did, and the piece before that, and the pieces I'm working on now. And then it is absolutely elating. And then you can there is no limit to what you can do, right? There is absolutely no limit once you learn to completely let go, trust the process, not be afraid to get completely lost, because only by allowing yourself to get completely lost will you find those hidden treasures that no one else has found. Will you find those lost civilizations that no one else has discovered? Where you go deeper into the caves of hollow earth and get in tune with the ancient entities, the ancient energies, the ancient consciousness that lives there. And you are connected, and you are vibing, and you are one with the art gods, right? And that is how you do it, right? So hopefully that makes some sort of sense. Here we are again, approaching 40 minutes. These things just keep getting longer and longer, but there you go. Hopefully you enjoy this nutritious, healthy shrimp for breakfast, y'all. Oh yeah, y'all, shrimp for breakfast! And never forget, we have more in common than we have in conflict, right? Sign up for the workshop. Pick up a copy of the greatest coloring book in the world, The Lost Forest, right? Get some for your friends. Get yourself some Sneak. Get yourself some Cycling Frog. And get yourself some Ghostshrimp merch, y'all. Should we bring these back? Let me know if you want the Grammy outfits to drop again. I think it might be time, y'all. We got to have some very fun, spooky sales for the holiday seasons coming up. Spooky, festive, celebratory. Subscribe, share this video. Tell people about the gospel of Ghostshrimp, y'all. Bam! See you next. See you on Friday.